Hello, this is RJB and welcome back to Numberwang. Because these two players have so many numbers in their names, it's absolutely mental. 129804810948201. Is he on the bottom corner? On the left bottom corner, and he is the player HamburgerSasu. So we see him return yet again, and that's simply because he's a lot of fun to watch. That's the only reason. Whenever I pick HamburgerSasu, I just know the game is going to be amusing. And it's way more fun to cast the game if the game is in fact amusing to watch. Now his opponent here, the orange Protoss, going by the name 1203130DK2, is none other than the user 458 exclamation mark, exclamation mark, exclamation mark. And we have ourselves a beautiful, beautiful Protoss versus Zerg. Now, he's going for a Terran build order? Like, when you play Protoss versus Terran and you know your opponent is Terran, this is usually a build order against Terrans, where he's going for 2 gateways before a Nexus. Usually we see a Nexus into 3 gateways for the Protoss when they are playing against a Zerg, at least in the Korean meta. HamburgerSasu goes there with a very cheap choke, which he might come to regret. He's got some Zerglings out there on the map trying to kill that probe there on the bottom side that's trying to escape. And those two Zealots right there are doing something. He knows he can't fight into that choke with 2 Zealots. He knows he can't fight against those 6 Zerglings with those 2 Zealots. So he's returning back to base and just going to try to secure and get that cannon up there in the back. Although now he has 4 Zealots in total, so he tries to go on the offensive movement. But what is going to work, I'm not too sure. He does have a wide open hole here to walk through, but he finds the Zergling, which also means that HamburgerSasu now knows where 458 is located, namely on the number 3 base spot on the map. Second Nexus is almost finished up. Choke here is looking stronger. He's sending out more drones there to the front to try and fortify. 458 still has 2 more Zerglings up in the chute up on the way. Zerglings there are blocking access to the sunken. These cannot get through. So he has to turn around, but I don't really like this choice here from HamburgerSasu because he simply could have just built these 2 and kept this one on the minerals, because that's a lot of lost income. He only has 9 drones now in total, of which, well, 9 of them are on the minerals. He would have had 10 or 11 if he had played this a little bit differently, because he had that overlord there in the middle, so he could be keeping information on what 458 was doing. But at the moment, 458 is looking to be getting that proxy base up here on the middle, where he's going to build robos and cannons. So that is perfectly on track there for 458. HamburgerSasu trying to get up on that cannon, but he loses a Zergling. There's also called probes and Zealots there, preventing that from happening, so he can't really go for the cannon there on the Nexus and do some harass there. So that's completely fine there for 458. Everything is looking to be going pretty damn well. He's going to try to kill that probe here in the back. He's getting surrounded. He kills the probe, but he cannot kill the cannon, so the cannons are going to come up. And once those cannons are up, 458 will be able to build his robos there, because the probe will then no longer be in danger of dying, of course, unless HamburgerSasu manages to snipe that other probe that's going to be on the way very soon with these Zerglings that are still alive here in between the pathway. He's sending it out there into the middle of the map. Is he going to get it? Is he going to get it? He is trying to get around it. He is trying to get around it. He's going to get caught once again, which means that there's no robos coming out here on the middle of the map anytime soon. So instead he builds a Stargate here in his base, sends out another probe once again. He's going to try to do it once again, but HamburgerSasu this time does not get the surround on the probe. So the probe makes its way through. It's going to arrive there on the scene and build its robos. He's going to try to catch it nonetheless, but nope, not going to work. So now we have a total of 4 Sunkens and 2 creep colonies there in the front. They're going to be turned into Sunkens now as well. We have 3 hatcheries there in the back for macro. So that's a total of 4 extra hatcheries that he can use to build his units, his drone count. Drone count on 27 already. He's doing a pretty good job there of getting his drone count up very quick, a little bit risky, because there is a scenario, of course, where 458 already has a robo facility finished up in his base, but he's kind of lucky in the sense that 458 really wanted that robo up here in the front instead of having one in his base. Whether that's the smartest choice, I don't know, but at least he has that robo now on the way. Stargate is finished. Stargate is hunting nothing yet because he didn't finish the Corsair. The Corsair is still on the way. He's adding on 2 more structures, a Stargate and a gateway. He's mining from 3 gators there. He's got 40 probes. He got a third Nexus there as well, so his probe count is going to be rocketing up really quick, because he'll be having 12 probes per minute. Give or take 1 or 2, if he's consistent enough. So second robo there on the way. Nothing really happening at the moment. The Corsair is hunting for that Overlord there that he knows is there. He remembers it, he finds it. That one's going to go down. Zergling there still running back and forth on patrol, keeping in formation, seeing whatever is getting out. Zergling there on the bottom corner. Another Zergling there as well for vision, but also to send drones to this gas with hotkeys to keep them away from those storms and prevent the storms from killing his workers. So he now knows that 458 has drop potential. Should be about now. He lost the Overlord here though, but he's still scouting this proxy there with the Zergling. He doesn't see his shuttle yet. He does see, however, 2 Corsairs running about, scouting, getting information, seeing what HamburgerSasu is up to. He's now on 38 drones, mining from 3 extractors. He's adding on another 3 hatcheries for a total of 6 there in the back, 1 in the front. So his macro is, well, on track. It's getting where he wants it to be. Although 458 is looking to be exploding in terms of macro ability, because he's on 61 probes already. He's adding on more gateways now so he can start up massing Dragoons, Zealots, whatever he needs. He's got Zealot Lax there on the way as well, a weapon on the way as well for his ground forces. Scarab damage, of course, as well. I don't know if he has shuttle speed, but he wants to get those Reavers out on the map first to push through the front here. And once he has the Zealot Lax, he's going to throw his Zerglings, Zealots I mean, into the fray as well and try to break through with a single strong and solid push. Corsair still running back and forth. Another robo there, another pylon there as well, because he wants to start building structures on the middle. Mostly more robos, maybe some gateways. That's Singularity Charge, so he's going to switch over into Dragoons after this first push. HamburgerSasu now, though, on 35 drones and 79 Hydralisks, which means he's on about 30 Hydralisks. And he's going to make more Hydralisks, of course. He's adding on 2 more hatcheries there for a total of 8 hatcheries for macro purposes in his base. And he'll be pushing, he will trying to go for a counter push or the surround on those Zealots and those Reavers once they do break through. He's also sending some drones here to the front. He's now on 50 drones. So he's added on another wave of drones, where he's going to put them here in the front or on his minerals. That is up to debate. He's got upgrades on the way there as well, Carapace and Needle Spine upgrade. So the Hydralisk will be pretty strong very soon. Perhaps stronger than 458's ground forces, because 458 only has a single forge, so you can only get single upgrades, but he is spending all of his minerals as it comes in. His minerals are pretty much non-stop on very low amounts. So he's doing a great job there with his macro, progressing forward slowly but surely, although it's looking pretty quick here. The pressure is really up on HamburgerSasu. Can HamburgerSasu keep up, or will HamburgerSasu get run over here? A lot of Zealots coming in. There's a lot of space in between those Sunkens, which make it so that the Zealots have to travel more distance before they can start hitting another Sunken. Also, those Hydralisks can just get a great surround. He's losing Overlords there, though, in the back, but those cores are going to go down. He gets a great surround there on the Reavers, but the Reavers might be winning this fight unless he doesn't get some great shots. If he doesn't get some great shots off, the Hydralisk managed to tear through all the Zealots, kill all the Reavers, and he has secured the front there of his base. And now we are going to have to wait a couple of, well, maybe a minute or minute and a half before 458 can throw out another attack of that size. Because he does have 7 robos there, though. So he can make a lot of Reavers, a lot of Zealots as well. Well, he only has 7 gateways there in the back, so he can't make that many Zealots all at the same time, but he's mostly relying on his Corsairs to abuse Overlords, to supply block HamburgerSasu, so HamburgerSasu cannot replenish his Hydralisk count all that well, all that quick. And then he's relying, of course, on his Reavers to do most of the work against all those Hydralisks, because we are at the moment not yet seeing any air. Oh, I got tapped out. A pop-up. It interrupted me. It told me to restart, and I'm not going to restart my computer right now. It told me to restart to finalize an update on a program. So I'm glad it didn't automatically restart, because that would have been a pain. That would have been really painful. Corsair still running about. He's got 105 supply cap. He's on 99 supply. He's mostly making more Hydralisks, waiting for more Overlords to spawn. He's got every single upgrade he needs on the way. Lurkers, Carapace, Zergling speed. Everything he needs. He's got that Spire there as well. He's got the Queen's Nest as well. He's getting No lair upgrades, he's not going for a hive. Right, there's the hive. As I mentioned it, he's going for it. There's more horses, once again going in, looking for overlords, but all overlords are safe here in the back. So no overlords are going to be going down. And 458 is pretty much maxed out. He's already maxed out. As I said, it took him about 2 minutes to remax, get an entire mass up and running. That's 7 Reavers here in the front. And he does have nothing in those shuttles yet, but I think he's going to pick up those shuttles and land them somewhere in the base. I don't know if 458 has no fleet beacons, so no disruption web combination with the Reavers on the low ground. But the action should be kicking off very soon, and the action will be hard hitting, because that's a lot of Reavers. A lot of Reavers. A lot. My vocabulary is immense. A lot. Level 2, Needle Spine upgrade on the way. We have level 1 weapon upgrade finished for 458. He's got shield and armor now on the way as well, and air weapon upgrade 2. So he's going for 111 instead of getting level 2 weapon upgrade. Not sure if I agree, but it should be working out perfectly fine. He's going for 2 separate attempts. One of them is, of course, a harassment attempt with Corsairs to try and draw Hydralisk away from the bottom corner, but nonetheless, it's not working. He flies into those Hydralisks. He's unloading. He's going to get on top of the hive there. Drones are now finally running away, but it might be a little bit too late. He's going to lose the hive there to those Reavers. No, the Reavers are going to be taken down way too quick. The Zealots are still there as well, though, but he's doing a great job of target firing and keeping that hive barely alive. Ooh, the tension can be cut with a knife. And quite to my surprise, he didn't lose the hive. I thought he would lose it, but he focused down those Reavers first to ensure the scarab damage wouldn't absolutely destroy that hive. But now he is in perpetual danger of losing that hive at any stage in the game. So he's going to have to put a lot of lurkers around his hive to protect it from ground forces. Now, of course, there are also other methods for 458 to take down that hive, but I think that is the prime method he's going to be going for. Mass Reavers units here on top of the hive. There's a lot of lurkers being morphed here now around the hive, 8 of them in total. Not sure if that's going to be enough, but there's also, of course, still a lot of Hydralisks there. He also lost a couple of drones there. He's now 47. He's going to have to rebuild some drones. He does have a huge mass, 160 against 172. No drop is already there on the way from the bottom corner. He's going to fly over this hill here and be met by a lot of units, a lot of lurkers, a lot of Hydralisks. I'm not sure if he's going to get the hive down. All he needs is 3 Reaver shots, I think, maybe 4. He loads from the bottom corner. He's not going for the hive just yet. He wants to draw units away from the hive and kill ground forces, but that's a huge surround coming in here from HamburgerSasu. He's going to get a surround. He's going to focus down those Reavers. Reavers are going to go down pretty quick. He does get a lot of Hydralisk kills, but the Hydralisks are pretty well spread out, and his Zerglings are in the mix as well. And he takes them down without much effort, without losing all that much. He did lose about 20 units there, but that's pretty much a great trade-off, because 458 lost about 50 in total supply with that drop attempt. He's going to try to get a storm drop down from the bottom side. No, it's not storm drop, it's just Zealots. So he's going to go for 2 drops on 2 different directions, I think. 1 distraction, 1 real drop from the other side to try and get this hive down. The hive is very slowly rebuilding. He now has 12 lurkers plus 4 around his hive. He does not want to lose that whatsoever. He does not want to risk it. He really wants to keep that alive. So 4 of 8 now has been spamming out attacks, mostly spamming out cannons on the sides. Has not been going for frontal attacks, he's just been going for attacks from the side, also on the bottom corner, but there's lurkers there as well, and the lurkers are going to kill those Zealots, Templars, and Reavers within the blink of an eye. And nothing much is achieved. He's going to try from the top side here as well, going to unload Zealots there on top of the hive, but it will not get results, because the shells get shut down there, target fight by HamburgerSasu, and he's once again not in danger whatsoever. Completely fine and getting bigger, richer. 78 drones now. He does not have a lot of sunken in the front, but he does have enough hatcheries, I think. That's 5 on the bottom, another 7 here, so that's a total of 13. 12, so of 12. I'm terrible. Total of 12. This is number 13 though. Yeah, once again, he's going to go for the same approach. He's going to try to unload Mass Reavers, Templars, and whatever he can find, and whatever he could put into the shuttles. He's going to try to drop it somewhere close and get a shot off on the hive and the drones. When it's going to work or not. No, he's not going for the drones. He's going for the top corner here. And HamburgerSasu is responding a little bit slow, but he wants to get his units out just right. Wants to tear down most of the units that he can as quick as he can without losing anything crucial. Goes in, spreads his units out, gets a great surround, and he's getting on top of the Reavers once again. Templars are not stormed because they no longer... He's finally storming a little bit late. He was lacking energy, I presume, so he's turning into Archons just to buy some time. But that was a pretty failed attempt. It's a rather failed attempt. Now 90 drones for HamburgerSasu. He is completely fine. He's rich. He's adding on spores there to the sides just to make it harder for 458 to fly in. He knows he cannot afford to move out haphazardly. He has to protect his base first in order to not lose that hive, which of course still in danger of losing. There's still a couple of spots where 458 can land and get some great damage down on that hive. Finally getting more gateways there in his base. He's got 7 here, he's got another 9 there, maybe number 10 is going to come down here as well. It's a total of 15 he's got there in his base. 16, I'm terrible. 16. I don't know what's wrong with me. Something is wrong, that's for sure. 16 gateways there in his base. Still on 7 robots are in the middle. Cannons on the side, of course, have not been added to. He's now sending another mass drop. I think he's going to find himself a really tough time to get this down. Reavers are not shooting, because Reavers are unreliable little fuckers, that's for sure. Weren't shooting, just clipping into each other, not shooting their load. So one of the big question marks I have right now is why didn't 458 just continue with the frontal push? Templars, Dragoons, Reavers, it's something he's very good at and something we've seen him do in the past, but he wanted to go for those mass drops for a reason that I can't quite comprehend. I mean, the first attempt with the Reavers on the hive was really well done. If it had killed the hive, you would have pretty much won the game and you could have gone for a simple frontal push. But sticking with the Reaver dropping for this long without getting any results or any significant results, one goes to tells tales about HamburgerSasu's ability to very simply and easily hold off those attempts, but also goes to tell that 458 can be a little bit stubborn at times. He switched over to Dragoons now. He's no longer going for those mass drops. He still has shuttles there, courses there, Templars there as well to go for drops, but mostly aimed at killing drones. But he's mostly given up on trying to kill that hive because he knows that it's probably not going to work, but it might have already cost him too much time and investment, and he might have allowed HamburgerSasu to simply grow too big for him to handle. Although, do keep in mind, those 20 lurkers here in the back, maybe even more than 20. Those lurkers in the back, oh, he's getting Reavers down there on the low ground. He's going to get some shots off on drones or the hive. Oh, he hits everything but the hive. Reavers, unreliable little bastards. So he clears out the front with those couple of guardians. He didn't invest a lot in defending there. And the lurkers there in the back are simply keeping him safe. So upgrades are in a pretty good state. He's got level 3 for his ground forces already. He's got level... Well, what levels does he have for his air? Level 1 carapace, level 1 attack is on the way as well. Whereas 458 is on level 122. He's got level 22 on the way for his shields and weapons. Level 1 armor still there. No upgrade for armor on the way. Not getting level 2, not getting level 3. Might get it after the others though. He's got more Dragoons are on the way. Shuttles, of course, being prepared for another drop. He's going to fly in. Oh, he's not flying in. He's simply... Actually, HamburgerSasu is flying Overlords over the hill to kill those Overlords that are on the side. And he's still fighting back valiantly. But do keep in mind, as I've said before, HamburgerSasu practically has no mass ability because he has so many lurkers stationary there in the back, protecting that hive. I do suspect he might be moving a couple of them to the front there. The hive is still recovering. Dragoons there pushing through, doing a pretty great job, but the disparity in upgrades is helping out HamburgerSasu significantly. He's not having much trouble holding this, and there's no Templars or Reavers here mixed in to kill those Highlanders. So the Highlanders simply just have to move out and kill those Dragoons. Those are up there coming in from the top side this time. Will he get results? He gets slowed down by a Queen and Snare though. That's very unlucky. He gets Reavers there on the low ground. He gets a couple of shots off on the drones. The drones are... He gets a couple of drones, but not that many. He didn't get damage off on the hive either. So once again, no results with the drop. It is important to always keep dropping, because there might be enough chance you get some results, but it's looking very difficult right now. Now, of course, 458 also does not know that HamburgerSasu has way too many lurkers there in the back to be able to fight against a frontal mass attack. As we're seeing right here, he's struggling to a degree to very quickly clear out these small frontal attacks because he simply has too many lurkers in the back. And I really do think those lurkers in the back might be coming to hurt him, although those guardians moving forward with the support of the Sunkens underneath are doing a great job of clearing this out. But of course more are on the way. 458's base is still rather small, but he's doing a great job of macroing up and maxing out pretty much instantly every single time. His gateways are pretty much always filled up the moment he can fill them up. He's mostly relying on those robos there. Alright, you got some Reavers in the mix as well now. And Templar storming on Hydralisk and those Guardians. Guardians are retreating. Hydralisks are going down. Those two Reavers there have done a lot of work there, but not enough because those Hydralisks that got through are going to clear this out. Dragoons coming in there from the back. More drops are being loaded up there at the same time from 458, who wants to keep up the pressure on all fronts. HamburgerSasu though is only still trying his hardest to get that sunken line back to an amount, back to a spot where he will feel safe, and where 458 is forced to fight in a smaller choke. And if those Sunkens are pushed back all the way here, because then he would get a spread on his Dragoons on his entire portion. The drop comes in. Reavers are unloading. Hive. Will the Hive go down? He gets a shot up on the Hive. No, he's once again going for the drones. Oh, he gets a pretty good shot up on the drones, but he kills only 6 because all the other 60 drones were just outside of the Scarab explosion range. So he stays fine there once again. But he is making progress here in the front though, torn through a lot of those Sunkens, but more Guardians are morphing. He's got Dividers in the back as well. Zerglings are going to go into. Zerglings, Cracklings are getting on top of the Dragoons. Dragoons are going to go down very quick. The Guardians are spreading out and dodging the storms. Pretty great work there from HamburgerSasu. As he's progressing forward. Is he going to go forward? No, he's going to defend for a little while longer. So we're just going to be looking at 458. Oh, he's standing back and forth. He's thinking of it. He's thinking of trying to break out. He's thinking of it. Dragoons. To be honest, I'm kind of wondering why we aren't seeing huge mass attacks from 458 there on the front. Because he has so many Corsairs or Shuttles, or is it because he has so many Reavers? Reavers do take up a lot of supply space, so the more Reavers you have, of course, the fewer Dragoons you will have as well. Very slowly, breaking through, breaking forward, but every single time he breaks through the frontal Sunkens, HamburgerSasu breaks out, so to speak. Ooh, great ensnare there, Reavers there. Are going to clear those spores, but I do think those lurkers are going to be some trouble for 458 to deal with. He does kill a lot of Hylas there as well, but aside from killing the spores, which is actually pretty big, he doesn't get much done. The Queen is also still there. Turns out it's really useful to have Queens on your side to slow down drops the moment you see them. Makes it very easy to kill them and makes it very hard for the opponent to get in. Dragoons once again penetrating through, gonna fight against Sunkens. Hylas retreating back to safety, waiting for those Dragoons to get lowered down to lower HP by the Sunkens before going back in, but they very sadly get stormed to death. We're on 1-3-3 upgrades there for 458. Still only level 1 armor, but Dragoons are pretty strong with those level 3 shields, level 3 attack damage upgrades. Once again, another Reaver drop there on the side being loaded up. He's going to try to go in over the same spot where he cleared out those Sunkens. He might actually find himself a good spot here, if he unloads there, to maybe kill the drones and maybe kill the Hive. Flies over the spores before they finish. Guardians are retreating back to base. He gets a pretty good ensnare. He throws down a disruption web to avoid the lurkers from shooting, and he's going to go for the Hive there. Gets a couple shots off, but the Hive is still alive on 200 HP. He's really close now, though. On the next attempt he gets in there, he will definitely be able to kill that Hive. Given, of course, he manages to land a great disruption web on some lurkers, but a frontal attack happening here as well. But there's Observer is mislocated, and he's got Dark Swarm there for the lurkers to hang under. But Storm's coming down on the Dark Swarm on the lurkers, but the lurkers staying alive there, though barely, with almost no HP left. Because a single Storm only deals 112 damage. So the lurker, well, of course, there's a Reaver there as well, which finishes off the lurkers. Another drop there being loaded up. This time he's going to go for the top side. We're still pushing from the front here. Dark Swarm might end up being a backfiring move from HamburgerSasu if he moves those Dragoons under the Dark Swarm. But at the moment he's focused on building his units instead of focusing on attacking it in the front. Gets the lurker down there with the Reaver shot. So the Reaver really served his purpose, finally flying in there from the top side. Reaver is going to unload. Guardians finishing up. And all the units go down before they can get a single shot off because there's so many Guardians, so many lurkers. And now we're going to see HamburgerSasu go for a counter push, because 458 just expanded his entire mass, and his mass is at the moment very small. All the Dragoons there are spotting though in his base and are on the way, but will it be in time? I'm not too sure. I really do think HamburgerSasu is not going to go for the reverse counter push, although those Corsairs there are taking down those Guardians, and he threw in a lot of spores here on the side, to, well, creeps, to build spores on the sides to really prevent anything from getting through. This is one of the first times I see a Korean turtling on the sides to this degree. So, ooh, another great storm dodge there with the Guardians. Reaver there trying to tear through. More Reavers here in the back. The Dragoons there as well, ready to support the Reavers. Dragoons go in first. Reavers going to crawl into battle, into combat slowly after. But first, we're going to see HamburgerSasu try and break free, because that's all he wants to do. He wants to break free, but will it be enough? Will it be enough? The Guardians are doing a lot of work. The ground forces, not so much, because they get mowed down by the cannons, Dragoons, and the Reavers. He picks up the Reavers before they go down to the Guardians, and he's going to try to shuttle them in there, into the back. Or now he's shuttling backwards. Oh, great, absolutely amazing plagues coming down here. Plagues are absolutely underutilized. Just look at the HP bars on those buildings, structures, going down. You don't get the shields down, but getting those HP bars down to, well, you basically deal half the damage of the structures. That's a great hit there. Plagues are really amazing. 300 damage on every single structure, or well, more damage on a lot of structures or less. So he's gonna break through that very easily, very soon. All he has to do is just send in another wave of Guardians and he will break through without effort. Although his minerals are getting a little bit low because he only has 66 drones. 66 drones are on the minerals, 30 are mining gas. It's not that much income given you have 50 mineral patches stacked on top of each other. But he is maxed out though, and he's still on about 2,700 to 3,000 minerals, so at the moment he's doing completely fine. Pilot is there to storm death once again, and 458 is going to go for another push there into the choke point. Going to try to break through. HamburgerSasu is formulating a response. He's got all of his Guardians once again on his hive, so he really knows that Reavers are on the way. He knows it. He knows they're on the way. Although, small progress being made here in the front, but the real thing is going to come in here from the side. Is he going to get that hive? No shots on the hive. Once again, the lurkers, even though it's like 20 lurkers, it's way too many. It's doing the job of keeping him secure and keeping his income alive. He's not lost drones in the last 18 minutes or so. He's doing completely fine. He's doing an amazing job there. A lot of Guardians now moving out. Single Corsair there, valiantly, heroically trying to defend. Dragoons getting stuck in that corridor there. Another great plague. Lurkers are in the mix as well. I don't see an observer, so he's going to have to pull back to the cannons. I don't see any Reavers either. I don't see any anti-air. I don't see storms. I see one Corsair, but not that much. Dragoons are going to have a great surround on those Guardians if they even want to fight back. But those Guardians are getting through, and the Guardian count is so high. I think this is over 24 Guardians, doing a lot of work. He's getting another drop there, flying it in. It's just shuttles, actually. Not a drop, just shuttles. And yeah, 458 loses the middle of the map. He's losing all of his robos. Reavers are spawning, but the Reavers are crawling back home, hoping they will make it in time, and HamburgerSasu knows he has the upper hand now. 458, though, I don't think he's going to give up just yet, although he doesn't have any robos in his base and not that many gateways or great. Yeah, this looks to be going HamburgerSasu's way. The plagues, though, really did all the work. The plagues made it so easy to break through, and the fact that 458 seemed to be somewhat out of shape kind of occurred. Well, he was throwing out a lot of attacks. He was doing a great job attacking, sieging. Against most other players, he would have definitely won this game. Definitely. But HamburgerSasu did everything exactly right, and he made it look a little easy, even though it took him 29 minutes, he made it look a little easy. It's definitely not easy though. It's far from easy to pull off a Zerg like this, but he made it look easy. He made it look easy. His timings were absolutely superb, and he simply played it slow, played it safe, didn't take risks up until he knew he had what he needed to break through. And that was mostly plagues, a lot of Guardians, a very secure and safe hive. Although a low HP, it was safe and secure, safe and sound all the way there in the back. And all he had to do was send those Guardians into the fray. There were no Templars there on the scene for 458. Templars definitely would have made a difference. And if he had more Dragoons, he would have made a difference as well. He simply went too hard on the Reavers, and the Reavers ate up too much supply space. But well played from both players. I really like this game. Not a lot of high tier action, but a very methodical Zerg, and an attempt at a methodical Protoss, but the methodicality of the Protoss kind of backfired. Thanks for watching. Hope to be seeing you again very soon, and yeah, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you are even interested in doing that. So thank you, goodbye.